Okay, this is the downstairs indoor air handler. We've already had some attic discussion about mices, and see the grease marks on where their pelts have been rubbing against the wires like that. It's all the oil from their little cheeks. We're going to have a discussion about the water heaters. Interesting. What we got here, I don't want people stepping on my gas line. You want people stepping on your gas line? That should be in insulation's too close to the white can lights. This is the insulation around the skylight, and it looks to me like it's this side's done all right. Okay, all these units, indoor air handlers, condensing units, evaporator coils, everything is about 3 years old. All three of them have improper electric cables coming into them. All three of them have improper gas lines coming into them. That should be stubbed out. All three of them are missing their care and use manuals. All three of them have their air filters right here, 20 by 25 by 1, right here beside them. These all leak. I say care and use manuals. All three of them have tape on their flues. This one has a P-trap. This one's unusual, at least from one of them, is that it has a P-trap. It's also unusual because it's got rust in this pan. That's the downstairs one. And the P-traps are, the primary drain lines are not insulated on any of the three. You don't have care and use manuals. And all three have sagging air duct. Not supposed to sag more than ½ an inch. This is the downstairs. We'll go to the parent indoor air handler. It's rocking. All right. I don't know what this flue is for. It's going to be interesting to find out. I wonder what you're for, sir. Okay, this one's different than the other one in that it's got a gray connector. Okay, those have been illegal forever. None of them have sediment traps. It's got a gray connector that's improperly stubbed in. It's got all the same sins, tape on it, no care and use manual, filterette, all the same sins. This one's unique from the one we just left in that it doesn't have rust in the pan, but the primary drain line does not have a P-trap. Does not have a P-trap. And it's unique because it's got the gray flexible connector. Coming on along, one more time up these stairs of death. The ladder of death, if you will. Only a fool would go up this thing. I'm kind of an idiot. This needs to be fixed. Somebody with no brains is going to come up here and get themselves hurt. Okay. So the downstairs is unique from the parent and the upstairs in that it does not have a gray connector, but they're all the same in that they're improperly entering the cabinet. Electric cables are improperly entering the cabinet unprotected. This one's has a P-trap like the downstairs one. It's the same in that it's not insulated. It's also the same in that it doesn't have a care and use manual. All three air filters on the right. Now this one's a little different. It's got tape on the flue. There's the flue right there. Huh. So when the furnace runs, it just exhausts straight into the attic. It's a fire safety hazard. There's a fire safety hazard. Kinked duct, sagging duct. So what did we learn? We learned that all three of the safety primary drain lines are not insulated. We learned that one of them doesn't have, over the parent bedroom, doesn't have a P-trap. We learned that there's some rust in the upstairs one and the downstairs safety pins. We learned there's tape on all of the flues, and we learned that this flue, the upstairs flue, was disconnected. We learned that electric cables are going into the cabinets unprotected, as is the gas connectors. We learned that 2 of these furnaces, the parent one and the upstairs one, have the obsolete gray plastic sheathed gas connectors.